they have gluten insensitivities, so that's going to be tough. So our son Mike wants to do 70s bathhouse theme, which, you know, would mean that all the kids and the parents, you know, rent out like a bathhouse, and everybody goes in and like simulate the conditions of an orgy, but not have them, but like show people that it's like okay and fun. So they want to do bathhouse and like glory holes, but the cupcakes go through. This is so this is what I mean. It's like, let the kids figure out who they are. There's zero reason for a kid to really be in a bar. I used to watch my father play music in a bar. My family would bring me in, and I'd stand there and watch that ne'er-do-well strum a guitar, and he was very good at it, you know. And he used to play with this guy Gary, and Gary was on the, the keyboards, the synth, and my father was on the guitar. And I was like a young kid, and I'd go watch him play music instead of raise me, and it was bad for me. Actually, bad for me. I shouldn't have been there. So I just think kids should be left alone, and it's handing Christian Looney Tunes an issue. It's going, here you go. Here's your issue. If you want freedom, if you want, women to be able to have abortions during a reasonable window, if you want people to be able to marry who they want, if you want society to kind of progress in a way that doesn't completely abandon morality and judgment, you cannot have children. And I don't know who is doing this. Who is doing this? Now, certain things are okay. Certain kids, my friend is doing it, her daughter, they're doing Dykes on Bikes for the kids, where all the kids are going to get on motorcycles with lesbians and ride out into the desert. That's fine, because lesbians don't have sex. It's not sexual at all. Lesbians are just creatures from an ancient past, chupacabras. So there's nothing sexual about that. So there's nothing wrong with the kids getting on the motor, because the kids are on the motorcycles and they go out to the desert with the dykes. Fine. Fine. Here's another thing, which I don't know if I love. Friend of mine, his 4-year-old, they're doing a Rent-themed birthday. The show Rent. Well, I'm all for Broadway, but the kids are going to each pick a character from Rent. Someone's going to be the heroin addict who does anal, Mimi. Someone's going to be the transgender person, Angel, who has AIDS. Someone's going to be Mark, who has AIDS. Someone's going to be Adam, who has AIDS. Someone's going to be the black guy, I forget his name. He sings Santa Fe, which I love. Let's open up a restaurant in Santa Fe. What a great song. Collins? I forget his name. Don't look it up. The point is, there's a 4-year-old. Right. And because the 4-year-old said to the parents, he came to the parents and said, can we do a Rent theme party where everyone pretends to have AIDS? So I don't know how I feel about that, but I don't think it's the worst idea if all the kids can know that they don't have AIDS. Drag queens, for the most part, it's like adult entertainment, We should have adult entertainment in America, and drag queens, I think the fun of drag is that they are acerbic and witty, and they say things that are inappropriate, and usually it's late at night, and they're funny and sexual in certain instances. Not always. Drag inherently isn't sexual. It's kind of buffoonish and clownish, but there are moments of it that are certainly inappropriate for kids. I also think drag queens, they're inappropriate. They're fun. They do lowbrow, racial, ethnic humor. I've always seen that. I think it's great. I don't think that PC drag queens, what a hellish nightmare. Drag queens reading books, at library. Who wants to read books to kids at Can you imagine if we had to do that? Like every Sunday, we had to go read books to these illiterate junkies in this country? Let's watch this. This Gavin Newsom's going to be the president now.
Yeah, and he's airing this in Florida.
Gavin Newsom's airing it in these swing states. Him and DeSantis are going, they're going hog wild. By the way, Florida parties for the kids, they're doing, and here, again, you might not like it. My friend lives in Florida. I'm not even kidding. He said, we're doing a party, and it is, the theme of the party is Parkland, but the kids win this time. So the theme of the party is Parkland, but the kids win. So the kids get guns that are not loaded, we hope. And the job of the kids, they run around, and a kid comes in, and they point at him. They go, look at that antisocial communist. And then they get him. Before he gets them, Gavin Newsom, the president.
It's Independence Day.
Oh.
Let's talk about what's going on in America. Freedom, it's under attack in your state.
It is.
Republican leaders, they're banning books, making it harder to vote, restricting speech in classrooms, even criminalizing women and doctors.
What the hell?
All of you living in Florida,
By the way,
join the fight.
I mean, I'm pro-choice guy, but I just love the idea of criminalizing women. And I'm wondering, can I criminalize women while still being pro-choice? Like, is there a way to criminalize women while letting them have abortion? Because that fascinates me. That hits me right in the political sweet spot, if there ever was one. If there ever was a way to really speak to Tim Dillon, it's remaining kind of libertarian-minded and allowing people to have freedoms, but also finding a way to criminalize women. Just that coupling of words makes me get out the checkbook and donate. I don't know how that's being done. But just women starting as criminals and then having to prove they're not, I like that idea. Much like how people are born with original sin, women being criminals first and then. So what's he say? Let's finish this up here. Join the fight with Gavin Newsom.
Or join us in California, but we still believe in freedom.
Doesn't
Freedom
look like
of
that.
speech,
By the way,
freedom
go back to that.
Freedom.
Go back to that. Nothing looks like what no state, let me tell you right now, I just returned from the greatest state that God ever gave. Man, New York, where we have the Hamptons, which is a beautiful community. It's breathtaking. So many different types of white people on pills. You know what I mean? Like so many different types of like this long white stare, like kind of like. You have this, yeah. And you have the surfer, which is a little more like. But a couple of women there on the pills. Get off the bagels, ladies. Because, you know, in the Hamptons, the women have to. And I have a friend there who's managing my home there. She's a Fanny Bumbati. And the women are unkind to her because of that. A fat, rotund, pink, cherubic man in the Hamptons is treated as he should be, like a god who fell from the clouds because he might have a lot of money. But the young mommies do not like big ladies. They don't like it. And I was just there, and it's pretty, and it holds up. New York City holds up. When you go, I've seen it on a bunch of films. This is kind of what it looks like. When you go to California, there's some type of like, wait, what? Wait, huh? There's very few places that hold up. Some up north, Big Sur, that area, fine. Beverly Hills, of course, is Beverly Hills. But the vast majority of California it just does not present as you would think it does. It has done a great hoodwink. California is, it's a dating profile, that's a little misleading for sure. Not a straight up catfish, but like where you go, oh God, Like when you see the person at the table, you know.